the ticket price of 15,000 dong for students and 40,000 for others, we started to explore this interesting destination. Vietnam Museum of Ethnology, located on Nguyễn Văn Huynh Street, Hanoi, is a museum which preserves and presents the cultural heritage of ethnic groups in Vietnam. In 2014, the museum is ranked fourth in 25 most attracting museums in Asia by the website TripAdvisor. The museum is divided into two parts, an indoor and an outdoor exhibition. Our group decided to visit the outdoor one first, which is in the right of the main gate. In this area, there are a lot of traditionally cultural construction like Bana's communal house, Eddie Long house. Inside each house, the world of ethnic people's daily life is open, and thanks to it, tourists can imagine how people in those ethnic groups live and perform community activities. Right now on the screen is Eddie Long house with two separated ladders. The left one is for men and the right one is for women. The main door heads to the north, and people lying in the house turn their heads to the east and legs to the west. In the past, Eddie Long house can reach to 200 meters long. The richer, more powerful, and populous a family is. Notably, images and symbols carved on horizontal rafters create a harmony in the house structure. This impressively high big house is the Bana communal house of Bana people in the Central Highlands. Inside the house, tourists can see many instruments like drums and gong. Now you are watching some images of Zarathum. These statues seem to be so sexual, but they have symbolized the fertility and birth. Nearby those houses, there lying a very long boat with 52 paddles, which was made in Sóc province. It won many prizes in local boat racing festivals. In the Museum of Ethnology, what the puppet shows are usually held in Saturday and Sunday. Lots of performances in the show are mostly about the traditional activities like weddings and festivals or legendary stories like Sơn Tinh Thủy Tinh, Tinh Dòng. Each performance lasts about 10 minutes, but it's enough for audience to know more about the intimate life of the music. We continue our trip by exploring the indoor exhibition. Impressed us at the very first second we came in was a high colorful tree. It turned out to be the spiritual tree of Khmer people. In the past, this tree was used as a pole to tighten the buffalo in praying gods festivals. It was also connected God with people and a decorated thing as well. The first thing we can see when we came into the museum building was a wall, on which images and basic information of 54 ethnic groups in Vietnam was shown. We found out that the ethnic groups exhibition in indoor museum was divided by language groups. There were 5 of them. Life and culture of each ethnic group were reformed by numerous artifacts, pictures, films, and templates. We saw many aspects of their life presented, such as agriculture, textile, art, and music performance, religious activities. Next to them are the introduction templates written in Vietnamese, English, and French. Life and people in the Central Highlands in 1950s are presented in the museum by hundreds of pictures gathered in a room. These pictures were taken by a French photographer who donated all of these precious photos about life and culture people in the Central Highlands to the museum. Go up to the second floor, we were impressed by a house of Thai people located on the right of the floor. Charming clothes, delicate artifacts are exhibited, which helps to reform the traditional life of people in this group. Artifacts from other groups are shown in the rest of the floor. Religious ceremonies, traditional clothes, accessories, and agriculture tools bring tourists to many different cultural atmospheres. Let's see some typical artifacts here. It's no doubt to say that Vietnam Museum of Ethnology is a place which stores all of the cultural material and spiritual value of 54 ethnic groups in Vietnam, as well as has to conserve cultural beauty of them. This is such a wonderful destination.
Next destination of our trip today is another museum where they present the feature the aspect of Vietnamese women from the past to the present and to the future. Let's go and see.
We continue our trip by getting on the bus number 38 from the Museum of Ethnology to Trần Đại Street. Then we walk following this blue line to go to the next destination, the Vietnamese Women Museum. Located on Lý Thường Kiệt Street, Vietnamese Women Museum is an interesting place for people who want to know more about life, characters, and images of Vietnamese women. With 10,000 dong for a ticket, we started exploring one of the most attracting museums in Hanoi, chosen by TripAdvisor in October 2012. The main building of the museum is divided in four areas. Special exhibition is an area where cultural activities like the Japanese festival and Korean festivals are held, whereas all the main objects of the museum are exhibited in permanent exhibition. Permanent exhibition area impressed us by the light system, which were bright enough to shine focus on exhibitor staff. On the first floor, we found the museum shop, which includes many interesting goods about Vietnamese women. In the center of the floor and opposite to the main door, there stands a 3-meter-high statue named Vietnamese Mother and made by the artist Nguyễn Phú Cường. The statue has the shape of a strong and confident mother carrying her child on her shoulder. Above our head, there are many Vietnamese traditional conical leaf hats. Hand-decorated hat bring to the museum a colorful and imaginative style. The second floor is the first exhibiting place of the museum. The theme of the floor is Women in Family, which tells the story of Vietnamese women through rituals and customs in marriage, childbirth, and family life. Traditional weddings in different areas around Vietnam are shown by objects like wedding costumes, wedding invitations, wedding presents, and many photos. Women's role and task in family is also represented. Here we found knives, fishing baskets, and so on. This is an image of a black Thai mother, and these are beautiful photos of mothers and their newborn babies. On the screen now are important things to spot a traditional wedding. There is a special room where images and objects about how women spot for their families of finance. They can become a street seller, walking or cycling around the city, selling small stuff, or they can involve in their jobs. On the third floor, of which the theme Women in History, we saw not only the role and participation of women in resistant wars against enemies, but also their lives during those wars. Life stories, contributions, glorious feats, and sacrifice of women who spent their youth for the countries of freedom and independence are displayed clearly in this floor. We were very surprised seeing those objects. They prove the creativity, determination, as well as the romance and skill of Vietnamese women. You are watching Vĩnh Linh Tunnel, one of the biggest creations of Vietnamese people and their army. This was the place where thousands of people lived, ate, studied, and worked during the war, and women play an important role in making and building this tunnel. Women's fashion is the theme of the fourth floor. This section offers diversified fashion and costume art using traditional techniques of many of the different 54 ethnic groups here in Vietnam. It also introduced the beauty of this ethnic women fashion aesthetic by the use of jewels, metal, and arecanut for traditional ritual. You can also discover in this section modern dresses designed by contemporary Vietnamese stylists. Beside there is a small room which has the name of famous and successful women like the stylist Ming Hai. We are watching an exhibition area named Mother Adoring Beliefs. Mother here is spiritual mother who protects her people in their daily life. This is a colorful spiritual exhibition with numerous of objects and films. We discover many interesting things about costumes, dances, and folk songs in Mother Adoring ceremonies. Turn back to the first floor, we had chance to give our feedback about the museum. Let's see. The Vietnamese Women's Museum is an unskippable destination for tourists who come to Hanoi. This is a good suggestion for people who want to know more about people and culture in Vietnam. We came to the end of our trip. Thank you very much for watching.